Hey everybody, welcome back to Stylist Meets Vinyl. My name is Chris, and I wanted to do my list of 2021 best finds, my 20 best records from 2021. So let's get right into it. The first album I'm going to show you is Still Alive and Well by Johnny Winter. I know you're probably, if you know this record, you're probably laughing right now because this is not a difficult album to find, and it's also not expensive at all. This is on Columbia. This is just honestly a fun album. It's so I have one of Johnny Winter's. I think it's his first from 1969, just called Johnny Winter, and it's very bluesy. This is a bit more rock and roll, still with a bit of blues to it, but it's a bit more rock and roll. And honestly, the album cover itself is just great. I mean, how can you not want to just buy it just based on this album cover? He's still alive and well, and the title track is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, where he says on it, "Every now and then, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm still alive and well." So that's a good one from Johnny Winter. My next find from 2021 is this Unicorn album. I don't know if people are familiar with this album or not. I've definitely never heard of this band, Unicorn. This is a find that I discovered while I was at the thrift shops. I saw it. I bought it blindly just based on the cover because it looks kind of badass. And I ended up taking it home, and to my surprise, I noticed that it was produced by David Gilmour from Pink Floyd, the lead guitarist from Pink Floyd. So that was a good sign. And then I read a little bit more and discovered that he actually plays pedal steel guitar on most of the album. I guess the story is that David Gilmour was at a wedding in the early 70s, and this band was playing at the wedding. He got up on stage and they ended up jamming to Harvest by Neil Young, and or it was like Heart of Gold or something like that. But they really hit it off. He liked them, decided to produce them. He made this album. This is from 1974. This is a US pressing. I don't think it was incredibly popular, but I bought it for $2. Discogs says it's worth around approximately $20, so that's a win for me. And it's nice. This is like folk, country, exactly what you would expect from, like, if they're playing Neil Young Harvest. That's kind of what you expect, like a European folk, country, folk rock type thing. So that was a nice little find. Next is Babe Ruth, First Base. This is I think a 1974 US pressing. This is an album that I discovered from Dylan over at Noble Records. So thank you, Dylan. I saw this in my local shop and picked it up. This is proggy. Yeah, it's a female vocalist, and they get some kind of experimental proggy, a little bit of cool guitar riffs and some experimental guitar. So this is definitely a cool pickup, and the cover always reminds me of the Ninja Turtles. Weirdly. But so that was a good one. The next pickup of 2021 is Nirvana Unplugged in New York. This was a gift from my sister Kelly and Colin. Shout out to you guys. Thank you very much. This is a great audiophile copy from Palace, German pressing. And it sounds fantastic. So this is a really great addition to the kind of more modern 90s, in my lifetime kind of records. So that was a good pickup. Still drinking my coffee. So the next pickup here is Plastic Ono Band, John Lennon. This is a 1980 pressing, but this is a reissue. This is his album from 1970. It's him and Yoko chilling under a tree. This was his first solo album after the Beatles broke up. It's a really good record. I specifically wanted this to add to my Beatles collection because I do have, you know, Beatles, and then I've got like some solo stuff and like post-Beatles work from the Fab Four. So this was a nice addition. This is kind of a very raw, emotional album. John talks a lot. He sings a lot, I should say, about his parents. His father left him. His mother passed away when he was rather young, and so he deals a lot with that. The opening track on this is really good, and he was going through scream. Him and Yoko were going through scream therapy at that time, so you hear a lot of that on this record of him yelling and like yelling to music. So it's definitely a therapeutic record for him, I'm sure, but it's a good addition to my collection. So next up is Meddle by Pink Floyd. This is from 1971, I want to say, but this is I believe is a 2000, November 1971 was released, but this is a 2016 UK repress. They remastered all of the, mostly all, I think all of the Pink Floyd albums right around 2016, and I have a lot of them, and they're all fantastic. They sound really good. They did a really good job with them. This one is kind of next on my list. I intend to one day have all of the Pink Floyd albums. I love Pink Floyd, and I love them especially because they've got these different eras, you know, like there's the Syd Barrett era, and then there's the Roger Waters and David Gilmour era. Then there's kind of like the Roger Waters era where he's sort of the leader of the band and no one else gets any input. And then they've got the post Roger Waters era. So I intend on getting all of them. Meddle was the next one on my list, and I'll slowly chip away from there. Next up is Arcade Fire, Funeral. This is an album originally released in 2004. I think this is a 2017 reissue. This is just an album from kind of my youth. This is their debut album. It's a fantastic debut album. If you're a fan of Arcade Fire, I definitely think you should check this out if you don't already know it. And this is the first Arcade Fire that I have on vinyl. My next on my list is Suburbs, which is a fantastic album by them, but I had to get Funeral first. So next is one of my favorites, Neil Young. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere. This is his album, his second solo album from 1969. This is a reissue. This is a 2009 remaster from, I think it's from Neil's, like the Neil Young archives. He went through and remastered all of these. I'm pretty sure they were all from the original tapes. This sounds fantastic. It's a fantastic record. This is with Crazy Horse, so you've got a lot of kind of jamming. I love that you can hear, so I think Danny Whitten was the guitarist for Crazy Horse, and what's great is you can hear kind of in the left speaker, you can hear Neil on his guitar, and the right speaker you can hear Danny Whitten on his guitar, and you can kind of hear them both kind of going back and forth. There's Down by the River, Cowgirl in the Sand, Cinnamon Girl on here, but you can really hear that jamming, the back and forth of the two. It sounds fantastic. I have originals of Harvest and After the Gold Rush, and I was really hoping to find an original of that one. I think they're pretty hard to find, at least in my area, so I relented and bought a new copy, but you know what, it's mint and it sounds great, so no regrets, I guess. So next album, Deep Purple, made in Japan. This is a fantastic live album from Deep Purple. It's been on my list for a little while. This one's got a little bit of ring wear, and it's got a little bit of damage from water, a little bit of water damage. So down at the bottom here. So I ended up getting a good deal on it, but the disc sounds fantastic. This is, this is just a fantastic live album. When I bought it, I remember I took it up to the cash, and the guy was like, make sure you play Child in Time real loud. Make sure you play that album real loud. And so I love it when you're at the record store and you get a little bit of validation from the clerk as you're checking out, where they give you a little bit of input on the album that you just bought. So that was great, and it's true. Play that album nice and loud because it sounds great. The guitar, the vocals, the keys are just phenomenal. So definitely worth checking out. Next up, Blood on the Tracks, Bob Dylan. This is a reissue from, I think, 2019, but this is originally from 1974 or 1975. This is a fantastic album, probably my favorite album of Bob's. Start to finish is just like phenomenal. And also, this is an emotional album. I think he was going through a divorce at the time, and he's just singing very raw, emotional stuff. So yeah, it can really get to you. It's great. Definitely recommend that one. Okay, next up is the Tragically Hip. This is Day for Night. This is their fourth album from 1994, I want to say. But this is a 2017 reissue. This was a gift. Shout out to my sister Heather and my brother-in-law Robbie. Thank you very much. I love it. This sounds fantastic. Tragically Hip, if you don't know them, they're a Canadian band. I mentioned them in my vinyl intro, and I'm happy to have this on vinyl. So that was the first Hip album that I got on vinyl, and I love it. Next up, this is one that I just got. I got for Christmas for my girlfriend. Shout out to Annika. Color and the Shape, Foo Fighters. You know, there's lots of good Foo Fighters albums, but you know what? This is the one. My Hero, Monkey Ranch, Everlong, especially. Like, Everlong is just so good. I'm just so happy to have this on vinyl to be able to crank it. This was mastered by Bob Ludwig, so it sounds especially good, and it's great addition to the collection. Okay, next up is another live album. This is also one that I got from Dylan over at Noble Records. This is at Fillmore East, Allman Brothers. This is a double live album. Sounds fantastic. I think this is a 1974 reissue. It came out in 71 or 72, I think 71. Fantastic live album. Considered one of the best. I just needed to have it in my collection. Found it for a decent price, and it sounds great. Next up, Consolers of the Lonely, the Raconteurs. This is an album from 2008. This is, I think, a 2019 reissue from Too Many Records. Third Man Records, not Too Many Records. That's a different vinyl channel. But this is, Third Man Records. Sounds great. I love this album. Another one that just start to finish, fantastic. Jack White, Brendan Benson, the rest of the boys in the Raconteurs. I've got another Raconteurs album, but I plan on I've got their Help Me Stranger, and I hope to get their first, which Broken Boy Soldiers, I think it's called. So I'll be on the lookout for that one for this year. But okay, next up, this is an album from 2017, Queens of the Stone Age, Villains. I love Queens of the Stone Age. This is the first album of theirs that I have on vinyl. This is a great album. They lost a couple of members. Mark Lonigan wasn't with them anymore, and maybe a couple others as well. But Josh Homme is the kind of blood and bones of this group, and this is great. This is a really great album. Another one, start to finish, just sounds awesome. And I just really needed to have this on vinyl because it's fantastic. Okay, next up, this is also a Christmas gift that I got. This is from a friend at work, Eric. Shout out. Thank you so much. I love it. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. This is their first with Ronnie James Dio. Originally came out in 1980, I believe. This is the 2021 reissue. This is the one with it includes a bonus LP of rarities and live versions. Sounds awesome. It's a great addition to my collection. My girlfriend has a couple of Black Sabbath. She's got Black Sabbath as well as Masters of Reality. So this is a really great addition, and then we've got a couple more Black Sabbath to cross off of our list after that. Okay, next up, a band we've seen already. This is the Tragically Hip. This is Saskadelphia. So this is an EP that just came out this year, 2021. The Hip released an album in 1991 called Road Apples. This is apparently some lost songs from that session. They thought the songs were lost and they recently discovered them. So it's 6 tracks. Sounds amazing. This is on like a silver vinyl. It sounds great. Really, really sounds great. I'm really glad. This is also a gift from my buddy Eric at work. Really great to have this in the collection. My only complaint about this is that it's too short. I just wish it was a full LP. It just sounds great. So I'm very happy to have this. Okay, next up is, I think this is number 18 of 20. So we're getting to the end. This is one, I have a lot of Jimi, but I didn't have this one. Electric Ladyland. This is an album from 1968. This is actually the 50th. So this album kind of tricked me a little bit. I had it on my list. I really wanted to get it. I was looking for a good copy of it. I found this at my record store and it was priced well. I bought it. I noticed that there was no barcode on it. And I knew it was a later reissue, but I thought it was peculiar that there was no barcode on it. So I bought it. I took it home. I punched it into Discogs and I realized that it's actually part of a box set. The 50th anniversary box set was like 3 or 4 LPs and this is one of them. So it got, I don't know if someone sold it to the record shop and they dissected it and sold it in pieces, but I'm a little upset because I don't have the rest of the box set. So it's a little deceiving, but nonetheless, this sounds fantastic. It's such a good pressing. This is mint condition. Sounds so good. This is Jimi's like probably his most psychedelic. I mean, I guess arguably, but so many great tracks. Voodoo Child, the original Voodoo Child, not the Slight Return. So good on here. There's so many good songs on here. So that is just an amazing addition to my collection. Next up, this is a great one. This is a gift also from my sister and Robbie. So this one is actually a little bit of a loophole. This was a gift for Christmas 2020, but I did not receive it until January 2021. So I'm including it in Vinyl Finds of 2021. This is Joni Mitchell Blue. My other sister Heather and her husband Robbie gave me this for Christmas. I absolutely love it. This is 1971, I believe. I don't even think this has been reissued, so I think there's only originals out there. This is in pretty good condition. It sounds great. This is just a raw, I mentioned the John Lennon album where he sings about losing his parents, and this is Joni singing about love lost. She had just broken up with Graham Nash. She was either in the middle of dating James Taylor or had just broken up with James Taylor, and she just sings about heart loss, and yeah, it's very, very moving. Really, really great album. You gotta get this if you like Joni and if you like singer-songwriter acoustic stuff. Okay, the last find of the year. This is my top find of 2021. I couldn't believe I found this. This is Bob Dylan. This is his debut album. This is mono on the Columbia 6i, and it's got this sticker here that says a new star on Columbia Records. So this is actually a demonstration pressing. This is a promo that they sent to the to the radio station. I heard about this originally from Dylan at Noble Records, and then I was at my local shop and I saw it. It was listed for less, like $39, and I saw it. I noticed the sticker. I saw the markings, demonstration copy, not for sale. I knew that this was like rare, and I saw it, especially also that it's mono, it's on the 6i. So I was thinking, I think this is priced incorrectly, and I think this is pretty valuable. So I took the jump, I bought it. I was afraid to even bring it up to the cash because I thought that the owner of the shop would recognize how rare it was and be like, I can't sell it to you at this price. So, but I did, I brought it up. I think he said something like, oh, this is a rare one. That was it, sold it to me. I took it home, and to my delight, it is definitely exactly what I thought it was. Demo, promo copy, and this is pretty valuable. So this is the most valuable record in my collection at the time, and I'm really happy to have this. It was such a great find to, I just found this back in December, so it was such a great find to end the year with. So that's it. That's my top 20 for 2021. I'm looking forward to 2022, looking forward to so many more finds. I can't wait to see what is out there. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like, consider subscribing for more content, and we'll be back soon. This is Stylist Meets Vinyl. Thanks a lot, guys.